Let me know when you go live.
All right, I guess welcome to our virtual open house where we are going to be presenting our latest listing at 197 Portland Road in Gray, Maine. It is also Route 100. I was talking to one of the people in one of the neighborhoods around there this morning, and they didn't recognize Portland Road as Portland Road, but Route 100 to people who know it by the number. It's a old brick, looks like a colonial, but it's actually a federal style building. Yeah, I think the date we have for it is 1810, and you'll see in some of the promotional stuff that we have that we refer to it as the Webster House. So at one point, this property was a tavern that served people making the trip from Portland to Lewiston and vice versa. It is, well, today it's a 4-bed, 1.5 bath house. 3 fairly large bedrooms upstairs and one that's a little bit smaller. I think off the top of my head, it's 16 feet. Well, actually, I can take a look at it right here without guessing. The smaller bedroom's 13.5 feet by 7 feet 9 inches. So it's kind of rectangular. The sellers are using it as a gym right now. But it's a beautiful house, 4-bed, 1.5 bath, and it's got a lot of the kind of original features and character to it. The people who've owned it have taken care to kind of keep things the way they were, with some changes, a lot of maintenance. So for this first part of the presentation, we're going to wait for folks to drop in, and I can answer any questions that you may have. Also, if you just want to see what's out there, you can visit the website at 197portlandrd.com. It's 197portlandroad.com, and you'll find more there than what you'll find on the MLS or even Zillow or Realtor, wherever this listing popped up on your radar. If you aren't represented, you can, or you have questions, you can drop your information in the registration form on the site, and we'll be happy to reach out and answer your queries. So, yeah. I don't know what else. I don't know how to take up the dead time. Yet. Well, I guess I can go over more details of the property. So it is listed at $235,000, and for $235,000, you are looking at, again, a 4-bed, 1.5 bath property. It's a little over 2,300 square feet of living space, and there's actually the 3rd floor, which is the attic area, is large and open, completely unfinished, but there is a stairway that goes up there. At least immediately, it'd be useful for storage. The house does have 3 chimneys. Two of them still stand above the roof line. The 3rd on the north side of the house, I believe it's the north side of the house, was cut below the roof line when they installed the new metal roof on it. It wasn't the current sellers who did that. It was the previous sellers, I think within the last 10 to 15 years. I can check that in the disclosures, actually. Documents, disclosures. don't know if we have it written up, just because current sellers didn't take care of that repair. Let's see. Da-da-da. Okay, so we do have dates 2010 to 2012 for the repair of the roof, for the replacement of the roof, upgraded to metal. Report. What else about the property? Oh yeah, we were talking about fireplaces. So the one that was cut below the roof line doesn't work, and the fireplace that's on the south side of the building also is not functional. But the one in the keeping room, which we'll go over during our tour, it's where we start our tour, is functional, and they did use that for heat. There was an insert. There is an insert in it. We did have a question about whether the fireplace above it on the second floor, whether that's functional. I know the other fireplaces have been covered up, but that one remains open. But I don't think the sellers used it. I don't know if it's functional. I can't speak to that. You're just looking. Oh, it's my alfalfa. Yeah. I got a hair sticking up, says my producer. All right, back to it. The land that goes along with the house is 1.5 acres, and it's pretty much the open area that you see around the property. There's a brick wall in the tree line on the north side that separates that property from the brick building up the road, and that's that boundary. And then I believe it's the top of the hill in the backyard, and goes to the end of the maintained area on the south side of the property, what I'm going to call the front yard. Really, it's like a side yard. But you'll see in the pictures, it's the big cleared out open area. That's pretty much what it is. The land directly behind the property is owned by the Horticultural Center to the south. And then everything on the north side going back is owned by the Morses on the north side. Really nice people. I stopped in and got to chat with them a little bit. And I talked to Ann, and she was really friendly lady. And she has some cool information about the history of the property, actually. She mentioned this old trolleyway that kind of went in the backyard, and you can see the remains of it, at least the trail of it. And that used to connect Portland to Lewiston at another time. What else? I guess kind of a description of the layout of the house is, wait, how long have we been at? 9 minutes. The description of the layout of the house is it's 2 levels of living. The first floor is the keeping room, fairly small kitchen off of the keeping room, and a living room area and a dining room. And that's the first level. And then you have a small foyer out front that leads you upstairs, where you have 2 big bedrooms on the front of the house, on the road side of the house. And on the back left is it's labeled as the gym. It's a smaller bedroom, the rectangular one that's long and fairly not wide. And then the upstairs, the full bath, is right beside that room. So I wonder if at one time it was they just partitioned it off to install that bathroom upstairs. And then the fourth bedroom. It's really the third largest room. What they're using as an office, or is staged as an office, is in the back right corner. And it's actually in the corner of that room that you'll have the stairway that goes up to the third floor. So that's kind of the layout of the two living floors. The downstairs where the tavern used to be is a mix. It's unfinished. It's unfinished basement. There is cement on the front half, and then there's some brick in the back corner where the washer and dryer are located, and there's dirt between, like in the middle of the back half. You won't see from the pictures. If you are curious about the basement and what that looks like ahead of going to take a look at the property, recommend you go to the website, 197 Portland Road, register your information there, drop a question in the comment box, and I can shoot you the pictures that we have of the basement, just so you have an idea of what it looks like down there. I don't know. One thing. Yeah. I guess. What else is here? Oh, I did talk to somebody who was curious about the zoning of the property. When we checked public records, was it Realist? I think it was, no,
For what?
the zoning of the property.
Yeah, it's
Realist?
Realist and the Town of Gray Assessment Department.
Okay, and the town. They have the property zone for commercial. So I did talk to somebody who had some commercial interest in the property, and if that's what you want to use it for, that is an option. I also talked to somebody else who was curious about the designation of the property. There's a historic registry where you can register old properties, and it kind of, if you register your house with that registry, then you kind of need to maintain its original character pretty strictly. This house, even though, the people who've owned it have taken care to keep the character of the building, they aren't bound to keep it that way. So if you do want to make changes or updates to the property, you don't have that obligation preventing you. So that's just good information. If you wanted to do some updating to the property that was out of a line with, kind of its style, original style. That is that. Yeah. I guess something else that I haven't talked about is showings open up tomorrow. And we checked, it's completely booked from the morning time till about sunset. So if you wanted to see the property during daylight, you can't do it tomorrow. But Sunday still has some availability. And while we will be reviewing the offers with the sellers early in the week, we do have scheduled appointments Monday morning. So that is an opportunity if you just can't get to it this weekend. Definitely reach out to your realtor if you don't have anybody. 197portlandroad.com. Road is abbreviated. Drop your information into the form, and we'll be happy to help you out with that. So we've been online about 15 minutes now. I'm just going to go into the tour and presentation. I'll start with the floor plans just so anybody who's interested in the measurements can have a pretty good idea of what that looks like. So I'm going to share my screen like that. Like that. What do you say?
There's a lag. So I'll tell you in a minute.
And then, pretty sure. don't see the change. Oh, right here. Jeez. Okay. Your entire screen. Okay. Share it like that. And this is the first floor. Cool. So the main rooms are this area right here, labeled the family room, which is the keeping room. And this is the fireplace right here. You'll see it is beautiful. And this is what's being used as the living room. It's carpeted. And this right here is being used as the dining room. And that's wood floor, and it's staged with the table, and it has the built-ins in the corner. And so we're looking at dimensions of 18 feet 10 inches by 13, almost 13 and a half feet for the keeping room. The living room, 13 feet 10 inches by 16 feet, almost 17 feet. Slightly less wide dining room, which is not quite 12 and a half feet by almost 17 feet. Those are the dimensions. Those can be found on that website, 197portlandroad.com. They're down below the pictures. And then these are the measurements for the bedrooms upstairs. The 2 bedrooms up front on the road-facing side of the house. Excuse me. The master bed, what's being used as the master bed, is not quite 12 and a half feet by almost 17 feet. Then the other bedroom's a little bigger. Maybe I should call that one the master, which is 14 feet by not quite 17 feet. The smallest room in the back is 7 feet 9 inches by 13 and a half feet. And the office, what's being used as the office, is about 10 feet by 20 feet, 21 feet. Cool. And then we're not going to look at this. We'll go into it during the tour. It's just the large unfinished attic area. And before we get to it, a video. No, this is not the video. Oops. Uh-oh. The video's gone. Well, there's not going to be a video. I was messing with the settings earlier. I think I made it so that it doesn't present anymore. But it's just, essentially, it's a slideshow. So we'll get started with the tour. And this is where we are now, is where you walk into the building from the driveway. So this would be the main entrance, but it's not the front. It's not the front door of the property. And you walk into this hallway. To the left is what was probably at one time a servant stairway to the second floor. It's narrow and very steep. Probably you want to use the front foyer stairway, as it's much wider and less steep. But you walk into the house, into the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful keeping room. Got the beautiful wood floors, wood on the walls, and this giant, enormous fireplace you can actively use. So some history on the keeping room is it is the room next to the kitchen. And, well, it's hard to imagine now because we live in heated day. That fireplace right there would have been the only source of heat for the house. So the families would gather there, and that's where it's kind of like how we would use our living room today. That's where the family would get together and be together. Right here is the pantry. Let's see if I can go in there. Sometimes the door opens up. Yes. All right. So here's the pantry area. This is kind of, whoops, sorry. This is beneath and behind the stairway. And it gives you a lot of storage space that you just don't have in the kitchen in this house. And here's the kitchen area. Whoops. This is the kitchen area right here. Small kitchen. I was talking to somebody at the Historical Society who said that they had heard that there was a trap door in the floor of the kitchen, but I don't see any evidence of that. Not in this house. I hope to go grab Audrey and then give her a personal tour, and then maybe she can show me what she was referring to. So this is the kitchen in the house. Back here down this hallway, I'm going to try to back up to get a wider view. Is down this hallway to the right is just the back entry, and you can still see the foundations of it. It used to be an outdoor kitchen where you would cook in the summertime so as not to overheat the house. And that's back out through that door. And we will start our way around by walking through the dining room. More wooden floors, closed up fireplace. Something you'll notice in these houses is that you'll find the linen closets right beside where the chimneys were so that they were heated when you were heating the house. You find that there. Beautiful dining room. You don't see it in this picture, but Talitha drove out there today and she put up some really old photographs of the house. A couple, let me think. I think there was a picture of the house, a picture of the stairs, the old granite stairway out front, and a picture of the construction of Route 100 when they were going from dirt to cement, I believe is what the story is. And I don't remember what the fourth picture is.
But a picture of the house.
Okay, so 3 pictures of the house, and then the road construction. And in the picture of the road construction, you can see it in the background to the left, not in the near distance, but way in the back. And then also laid out on the table is a write-up of some of the features of the house's history. So it's pretty neat. If you're taking a look at the house, then you can glance through that just for a feel of the history a little bit. I skipped over to the other side of the dining room. That's Route 100 out front to the right. And dining room from another angle. The foyer, the front door. Out on the front door, it is not open. It's sealed shut, actually. So it's not a usable door. The bottom, somebody asked about the material at the bottom of the door, the threshold of the door, and that appears to be a slab of granite. So it stands out from the wood around it, but it's a block of stone that they use as a threshold for the door. As we cross the foyer, we enter into the living room area. This fireplace is open, but this is the chimney that has been cut below the roof line, so it's not active, it's not usable. You'll notice that closet on the other side of the room beside the chimney. And you'll see those wherever we go in the house. So back to the foyer. Walk up the stairs. Boom, boom. It's so neat. You can see the shadow of the camera on the wall. Upstairs to the second level. And second largest bedroom over there. We'll circle back and come to it from the other side. And here's the largest bedroom upstairs. Excuse me. Nice. For where the fireplace was. Plenty of space. Plenty of space. Walk around the room. into the hallway. Here's the smallest bedroom right here. Being used as a gym. So most of the house, I'm noticing the baseboard here, most of the house is heated from hot water baseboard, but this room, I believe the bathroom beside it, heated electric baseboard. So those are electric baseboards to heat this back corner of the house. Here's the bathroom from another era, not quite as old as the 1800s, a couple of decades. Small, but could use the updating. Somebody who has an eye for what that looks like in this next iteration. All right, down the hallway. And then the stairway ahead of us is that servant stairway that I pointed out when we first started the tour. Just gonna pop into this room over here. Some built-ins. Nice. Bright. Large. And this one has a closet in it that the other ones don't have. A good sized closet. Lots of storage. Storage that you don't find usually find in a building of this age. And this is the third largest bedroom being used as an office. The open hearth. And then, steps into the back corner. Turn around, look at the room again from this angle. Nice space. Nice space to be used. And then this stairway takes us to the unfinished attic area. I wonder if this could be finished off for just, man, either a huge room or a couple of smaller rooms. A lot of space up here. A lot of space up here. And with that, that is the conclusion of our tour. If you have any questions about anything, again, I guide you to 197portlandroad.com. That is that's the website for the house. You'll find more pictures there than you'll find on the MLS or on Zillow, where a lot of people are finding properties these days. You'll see the floor plans with the measurements. We don't have the video. And then you can go through the 3D tour that we just went through together at your own speed and focus on the things that you'd like to focus on. If you do have any questions or would like to schedule a private tour, please fill out the form on that website and we'll respond to you promptly. And that takes care of that. Have a wonderful day. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and enjoy the rest of your holiday season. Be well.